Carlos's pitches were getting up there. I believe he was at 122 after the 8th. Why did you send him back into the 9th, and were you concerned about it at all?
No, he was actually at 121, and his average pitch count in 16 starts this year is 110 pitches, and you know, we kind of not babied him, but you know, early on in the year, his pitch count, we kept it below 100 several times when it was cold, and didn't feel like his arm was in quite good enough shape. But lately, in early day, like you said, he didn't have his command, so he threw a lot of pitches early. He only had 2 big innings where he threw a lot of pitches, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, he kept them kind of marginal. He worked out of 3 jams today, which sometimes can be taxing, but he didn't have any long innings because Kubica was keeping us, you know, out of the dugout pretty good too, so he didn't sit there long. It was a good, hot, humid day, and, you know, his last inning, his velocity was so good, as you mentioned, with the strikeouts on fastballs. His velocity was so good, just didn't have a slider today. And but his fastball was still good. And the only thing, that last batter, it was flip a coin on the last batter. Chris, the catcher, it was kind of flip a coin on him. And I think he fouled off several pitches. It was 0-2 forever. Almost thought about going and getting Sasser right then. Not only to hold that runner, but I think it got to 132 pitches in that at bat, where it was going to be below like 127, 128. So, no, we were okay with sending him back out. I talked to him. I asked Coach Holliday, but he was very, very strong.
Coach, you got a lot going on. Doug's selling out, new uniforms, 9th inning rally. Now you're 1 game away. How do you temper all that excitement and get them to focus on the job at hand? And I guess curb the enthusiasm.
Basically, you hope that's happened throughout the year. You know, we're at this point for a reason. There's been a lot of big moments, you know what I'm saying? And every big moment you're in, or every experience you have in life, you can carry on to your next obstacle, adversity, or tension-filled moment. So these guys have done a pretty good job of that themselves. I did think they got a little bit antsy, a little bit, they're excited, but I think they'll be much more relaxed tomorrow, and they're tired. They played extremely hard. It exhausts you a little bit, so they're tired. They'll go home and sleep tonight, and but I think you'll see an excited bunch again tomorrow. But they know they've got to go play a good Rice ball club. Boy, they're just like they were advertised, and we'll have to play very well again tomorrow.
Coach, you joked a little earlier over here on this side. You joked a little earlier about how you started second guessing yourself on the second squeeze. But how much seriously was it? You know, a decision there. How tough a decision was it to come right back with it?
You know, every decision you make is not. I don't know. You have to make so many in the course of a baseball game. You don't need to second guess yourself, because I know I got enough people out there that are going to do that for me. So, but the only thing is Lemon has that fastball, good slider, which is hard to bunt, and the good fastball. That's what happened to Logan. He threw a fastball in on him, and much like the ball he bunted on, you know, early in the day, and that's why it was a little hard. Probably nobody but Brett Williams, maybe Trey Turner could have scored there.
Coach, I see you guys had a great chance to score in the 8th with Sharon hitting one hard and not getting any luck, and then they get one in the 9th. Just what was the mood like going to the bottom half, and then just how much did Brett's at bat do to really pick up the team and really set the tone for that inning?
Well, as I said, it was such a tension-filled game. You got 2 absolutely great college pitchers out there who are going to pitch for a long time. And like I said, Kubica was just like he was advertised. He was really tough on us today, and so competitive. So there was no mood, but we just knew it was awfully tough to score. But yeah, the Sine thing that may have taken a momentary little bit of air out of the sail, because he hit it pretty good, and that guy made a great play over at first. And I know everybody's saying, my gosh, it could easily be 4-2 right now. So that was tough, but you just have to go out there and compete. And, between Carlos, Sasser, and Easley, that's what they did. They got the 1 run, but it could have been a lot worse. Easley came in and did a very nice job. And Trey Turner actually made a really good play on that pop-up to end the inning.
Coach, I was actually going to ask you about the 8th there, but Carlos only gives up 3 runs, and he goes into the 9th, and we're kind of acting like he was awful or something, but is that just kind of a testament to how good he's been, certainly lately?
Yeah, I think lately he's been kind of like Sandy Koufax or Steve Carlton. So when you go out there and you don't have that kind of outing, but, give part of the credit to Rice for that. He didn't have as good slider, and but they're scrappy and they battle. So it ain't like he was bad. It's just he wasn't perfect.
What has Jake Fincher meant for this year's ball club?
Emotion. I just talked to my dad. My dad said, I love that guy. And who doesn't love people that play that hard? That's what I've talked about this team. I've talked about it a lot. Our fans were tremendous today, by the way. Let's not get out of this place without talking about our fans. They were as loud as I've ever heard them, continuously. And sometimes with fans, they were here early. Sometimes you have to do something to get them going. They actually kept us going today. As tough as Kubica was, and as challenging as he was, our fans were in at every pitch, and they were sensational. And but I think they love this ball club. They love NC State. They've always loved our baseball team. But this team's pretty gritty. This team's pretty tough. I'd pay money to come watch this team play, and Fincher kind of embodies all that.
Final question over here.
Coach, with them having a backup catcher and in the top of the order getting on base 4, 5, 6 times, was there any thought earlier in the game to put some more pressure on with some hit and runs, some more straight steals? You had the hit and run on in the 9th inning, but any thought to doing that earlier in the game?
Oh, there's always thoughts of doing that. I love to do that. We got a team. If you look at the scouting report of NC State, probably at the top of that report it says speed. And but they did Kubica. He did such a good job of holding runners. Kubica, such a good job of holding runners. And I wouldn't necessarily say as a backup catcher. And everybody has 2 catchers. We do also, and that guy can throw. I mean, what I'm saying? He can really throw, and so yeah, it wasn't like that was an opportunity. They did a good job controlling the running game.
Thank you.
Thank you.